bot from all U.S. government devices. They say new evidence shows that the app could provide users potential information directly to the Chinese government. With us now is one of the writers of that bill, Congressman LaHood, a Republican from Illinois. Congressman, thanks so much for being with us. Explain why you're concerned about DeepSeek and how this bill would address it.
Well, John, I come to this conclusion about DeepSeek serving on the House Intelligence Committee. I also serve on our Select Committee on China. And from a national security standpoint, we have to understand China is an adversary. And when you look at this app and you look at DeepSeek and the direct connection to the CCP, the Communist Chinese Party, that's deeply disturbing to me and Congressman Gottheimer and a number of other people. As we've seen, the CCP continues to abide by a different set of rules and standards. They steal our intellectual property. They steal our personal data. We've seen that with Huawei. We've seen it with TikTok. And now we've seen it with DeepSeek. And I would also add, John, it's not just us that have noticed this. There's a number of other countries and allies around the globe that have banned DeepSeek. Australia has recently done it. Belgium has done it. Italy has done it. South Korea has done it. And so we've introduced this legislation in a bipartisan way from a national security standpoint and to protect the privacy rights and the data from U.S. citizens.
Right now, you're trying to ban it from government devices. Ultimately, do you think you'll need to take action on all devices in the U.S.?
Of course. Similar to what we did with TikTok, we should be looking at. I also would say this, John. I start with the predicate. Let's not forget, China has a plan to replace the United States, and they're working at it every single day. They want to beat us technologically, militarily, economically, diplomatically. And again, it's interesting on DeepSeek. You will never see any criticism of Xi Jinping, of the Communist Chinese Party. You won't see any support for Taiwan and their freedom and opportunity there. This is something that shouldn't be on government devices. We cannot trust the CCP to be involved with this app and this AI apparatus.
So, Congressman, your concerns sound a lot like the concerns that you voiced when you voted for the TikTok ban last year, correct?
Correct.
And President Trump has kind of paused that because he said he used the app and he liked it. So what concerns do you have over the fact that this ban, the TikTok ban that you voted on, that Congress passed, is not currently now being implemented?
Well, I think it will. I mean, it's going through the legal process. If you look at the vote in the House of Representatives on the TikTok ban, overwhelmingly bipartisan. And by the way, at the time, J.D. Vance supported it in the Senate. Marco Rubio supported it. Mike Waltz supported it. Elise Stefanik supported it. All people in the new administration. I have confidence that the way we wrote the law, the way that it's been upheld by the Supreme Court, I think it's just a matter of time before what we asked to do, which is to have the Communist Chinese Party not be a part of TikTok, and I think there'll be a divestment here soon.
You think it's unfortunate that it has to wait at least until April?
Well, I think waiting an extra month and giving time to find a new buyer and separating it from the Communist Chinese Party is part of the process. I would also say that putting Vice President Vance in charge of this, as President Trump has done, working with the National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, I have immense confidence in both of them to look out for the best interest of U.S. citizens and to protect our data and make sure the Communist Chinese Party, our adversary, is not stealing our intellectual property.
You mentioned some of the news that I first saw, I think it was in Punchbowl this morning, which is that the Vice President and Mike Waltz, the National Security Advisor, have been put in charge of trying to find a buyer. Do you actually think that ByteDance wants to sell its algorithm? And would you be satisfied with anything other than a complete separation from China altogether?
Well, if you look at the genesis of the legislation related to TikTok, that's exactly what we asked for. That's what the Congress overwhelmingly voted for. Yes, we can't have any affiliation with the CCP. Again, the CCP abides by a different set of rules and standards. Go back and look at Huawei. Look at what TikTok's done. Look at the fact that, again, there's a back door to the Communist Chinese Party, and they have a track record that has been adversarial to the United States. They are an adversary, need to be treated that way. And I think both of them will come up with a solution that protects America.
Well, we will see. As you said, there is a law in place, not exactly being followed by the letter of it at this point, but we'll see what happens. Congressman Darren LaHood, we appreciate you being with us this morning.